Okay, people, I'm gonna get this one. I'm gonna get this out here before some nut job tries to steal it. You've got the movie what's called Martian, right? And then basically the Brits are trying to figure out a way up there on the station, try to figure out how to grow, this, that, and the other. They gave an experiment to all the kids in Britain to try and do this and do that and all this other crazy stuff. I'm watching PBS right now. Okay, in the process of doing so. So everybody understands the reason why you see in most movies, the reason why they do what's called hydroponics. Now, Matt Damon took human waste. Now, understand this stuff, people. Human waste cannot be broken down into a fertilizer. We secrete a protein from meat that we digest, this, that, and the other, that has not been able to be broke down. That's the reason why your animals that are herbivores, your grazers, and this, that, and the other, they eat all plant life, all this crazy ass stuff. Their poop can be broken down into a fertilizer. Their manure can be broken down into a fertilizer. Our waste is just waste. That's all it is. So I presented the question to this nut job standing out here in this little, retard with his little speaker kit. The reason why I presented that fucking idea to him is basically like this. Matt Damon had to figure out a way to break down the protein complex in our shit in order to turn around and grow the food that he does. Our poop is worthless, people. That's the reason why they burn it, they sanitize it, and basically throw it away after a while. Even your sanitation places up there, since Sarah DeShepard, who changed her name to Sarah Powell, who completely just totally disappeared off Facebook and shit. But I still got pictures of her. I ain't worried about it. Yeah, that whole ordeal there is the reason why all that stuff works. Our shit is worthless, since her dad worked for the sanitation department, you know what I mean? This, that, and the other, something out of my fucking, family fucking encyclopedias and shit that showed them how to do all that stuff. You can, do it. But, what the fuck do I know? I'm just a retarded nigga. But anyway, that stuff goes all the way back to the original astronauts from NASA trying to figure out ways years ago. But then they found out our poop won't grow shit. But farmers have known that for centuries. Our shit is worthless. Nothing. It ain't worth a fucking hill of beans. Your herbivores are technically the ones who turn around. Their poop can be broken down because it's not a meat complex protein. It's a plant complex protein. That's the reason why humans crave protein, whether it be milk, beans, soy, this, that, or what the fuck ever. It's all damn, what is it? It's all protein type complex. But we've evolved. See, I presented this question years ago. Were we herbivore or carnivore? And if we were herbivore, what made us switch over to being carnivores? See, you never got an answer back on any of that shit. Not a fucking thing. Nothing. See, but when you got a crew of fucking retards running around here and got the whole inbred family acting a fool. But see, like I said, back to being all the good people out there. See, that little things used to get in the box, cereal box. Anybody remember back then when you were little kids, especially if you're my age, and you grow your own plant, this, that, and the other? And like I said, it was a little sponge. You got a little greenhouse or a habitat. Basically, you filled it up with water, tells you how far to fill it up, put your seeds on top, stick it somewhere in the fucking dark for about 3 or 4 days, come back, you got plant life. You leave it in there, keep giving it a little water, then you have to transplant those, then you have to take them and then transplant them into soil. Now, they can't send up all that soil up there because it's too much weight. And if they do, they have to send them up in so many different increments up there. It's the reason why they switched over to hydroponics. But like I said, if anyone nerd like myself or anybody else, which they're probably going to try to make me watch some fucking Big Bang bullshit, anybody up there who's ever done their research into that, they started hydroponics because, like I told them, you ever heard of the substance called Miracle Grow? You can go to any place out here and buy Miracle Grow. Now, I know this fucking nut job out here take that shit and fucking hide it from everybody and their grandma because he's just that fucking retarded. That's almost like a steroid-based type fertilizer. It's chemical-based, which means steroid. You could take the same plant, liquefy it. Once you break it down almost like a compost, liquefy it, and then feed it back. Now, the thing they call strip farming, which means you rotate your crops. Anybody who knows farming and all this other crazy stuff is going to tell you the same fucking thing. In one area, you grow certain crops for like 2 seasons. Then you plant a different type there because each plant turns around, takes up a different type of nutrient out of the soil. So that's the reason why they rotate their crops. That's the reason all that stuff's done. See, you learned all this shit in fucking grade school. See, but when you got some nut out here who basically sitting here lying to everybody and his fucking grandma, never learned any of this shit. See, there's a whole lot of quirks out there. So I've got the Martians. I like it. But I wasn't going to tell everybody the fucking faults in that shit. Just for the simple fact, I already knew it. See, my grandmother had animals. She had all those huskies and malamules and all that other crazy stuff. So she was thinking about, this, that, and the other. And I said, Grandma, you've got a very nutrient-rich soil. She said, no, Rick, it's the wrong type of protein. It's a meat protein. It is a meat protein that can't be broken down properly. And I was like, huh? She said, yeah, you're herbivores and carnivores. Carnivore shit can't be used for nothing except make somebody sick. Like this butt bitch that tries to make you live in piss, shit, mold, mildew, and a whole bunch of other crazy ass hazardous fucking chemicals, because he thinks that's doing voodoo and shit. That motherfucker just like eating his own fucking shit. But anyway, getting back to what I was saying before, the exact same thing. It's the reason why they switched to hydroponics. Because you can break it down into a compost. That compost can then be liquefied, and then all you have to do is add just a little bit of Miracle-Gro. That whole system, you flush it out, you flush out the old system, then you turn around, you flush in a new system. That's the way it works. So now, to all you people out there, Matt Damon figured out a way to break that meat protein down that we secrete, that type of protein. Even though if you're a vegan, it doesn't mean a damn thing. It's still worthless. You can eat all that and your shit is still not worth a fucking thing. Doesn't matter. Over the millennia and shit, we've evolved to the point where we secrete that type of protein that makes our poop worthless. Completely fucking worthless. I'll give you part 2 in a second.